David Boyle and I'm quitting alcohol. So it's night again. I had a great sleep last night. I had one good day. I had a good run for one day. I got the podcast done early yesterday. Had a 10-hour sleep. It was beautiful. Woke up refreshed. I haven't been lucid dreaming though. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing everything you need to do to lucid dream, and I'm just not lucid dreaming. I'm jumping up in the air. I'm pinching my nose and pulling it. Boyle, are you dreaming? And nothing. It's very frustrating. I went through my dream diary just before. Imagine I said that on the building sites. Hey Mark, can you just check behind the seat? I think I fucking left me dream diary back there. Yeah, that's the one with the pink glitter. A dream diary. Whenever I say that, I feel like I'm wearing a training bra. Yeah, so I checked my dream diary today to check when my first lucid dream was, because I haven't had one since. I thought after that first one I'd be flying around the world. I would have gone to the moon a couple of times. I would have been meditating in the center of the sun. I have big plans for those lucid dreams. So I checked it. It's been almost 2 months since my first lucid dream. And nothing since. I've had a couple of false starts where I wake up in my dream in my bed and I sit up and I'm ready to fly, and then I realize I'm actually just awake. I've just woken up and sat up. And that fucking sucks. That's like missing your flight. I'm ready to take off, and the next thing you know, they've cancelled my flight. And I'm just sitting there like an idiot. Another time I sat there and it felt like I was about to become conscious, and then I just talked myself out of it again. I'm like, I'd rather just go to sleep. And that's more annoying than fucking missing the flight. So I went through my dream diary again to jog my memory of what dreams I've been having, so next time I see them, I can wake up in them. And here's the thing with having a dream diary and being married. You really don't want to go into too much detail about what your dreams are. I mean, you don't want to go into any detail. The lucid dreaming book is saying put as much detail as you possibly can into the diary and you'll start building up your dream world. And I'm like, if my wife saw my fucking dream world, no, fuck that. Not just her. If anyone saw my dream world, they'd be like, this guy is not sound. This guy has problems. So you don't want to go into too much detail. Leave names and specifics out. You really want to develop a coding system. Like last night, I had a dream. I was walking through a beautiful meadow and I picked a flower. And that's code for I was in a cave in the middle of nowhere, but there was a mattress in the cave and I only had a hat on and socks. Besides that, I was completely naked. And as I walked through this beautiful meadow, I picked a single radiant daisy that was in the middle of the field. And then you got to code all flowers, like a daisy's your ex-girlfriend from high school. A daffodil's that girl you met on the train 12 years ago. A rose, that's your auntie. A tulip, that's your second cousin. You know what I mean? You've got to have a coding system. So if one day someone gets curious and starts looking through your psychotic dream book, they're like, wow, David's just walking through fields every night picking flowers. He's not a repressed psychopath at all. He's really just got a heart of gold. Every night, just field. I was in the field. I was picking daisies. One night I had 14 daisies. It was surreal because there was no reason I needed 14 daisies, but I wasn't getting tired. And I just skipped and skipped through the field with the daisies. You need that code. I was speaking to my brother tonight who's got schizophrenia, and yeah, it was interesting. Schizophrenia can be really fucking confusing sometimes for the person who's not schizophrenic as well. Well, not diagnosed, let's put it that way. Fucking teetering on the edge. Let's just call it that. Like he'll say some shit sometimes and it sounds so fucking insane, but it will have some sort of like nugget of truth to it that confuses you. And then you're like, what if schizophrenia isn't really even a mental illness? They're just seeing more than you are. What if they're actually seeing more than you are, but they just can't integrate it back into this reality? Like the wires get a little bit crossed. Sometimes I really feel that. Because he can pick up some shit that I don't tell him at all. And it just pops up in conversation like he knows. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And the other thing is, he was telling me he's been having some intense dreams. And when he says he's having intense dreams, they're going to be fucking intense. And I'm like, what are they? I'm trying to fucking get them out of him so I can do a psychoanalysis of him. And he's like, nah, I can't tell you. I'm like, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly what you're talking about. Just give us one. Give us an example of one. He's like, nah, I can't tell you. If I start telling people my dreams, then they'll figure out what I'm trying to do. And I'm like, that is a fucking scary statement. What the fuck does that mean? And then I have to process that. What the fuck does that mean? They'll figure out what I'm trying to do. Hold on a second, let's back up. What are you trying to do? And then he sees I'm on the scent, so he changes the topic. Then you just won't get anything out of him for the rest of the conversation. And I want to know what the fuck he's trying to do, because every now and then, let's say maybe once a year, I'll have a fucking dream and he's in it and it's so fucking vivid. It's like he's actually there. And it kind of scares the fuck out of me. And whenever I wake up from one of those dreams, I'm like, did he just come into my dream? Was that him, like, actually? Because that was so fucking real and vivid. And then I'll just brush it off like, don't be crazy. Don't tip yourself over the edge. And then I'll speak to him and he'll say something like, they'll figure out what I'm trying to do. And then they'll put me in a spin. It's real fucking hard. But when you're talking to someone with a little bit of schizophrenia, or a lot, they might say a little nugget of truth that shocks you, but then they'll back it up with a whole heap of shit. It's like conspiracy theories. They'll go, currency's not real, Illuminati's, they're poisoning the food, the pharmaceutical companies are trying to kill you, 9/11 was an inside job, and the earth is flat and the queen is a lizard. Not a metaphorical lizard, an actual lizard. She probably could be that scaly bitch. So after I kept on pursuing the dream questioning, he kept on throwing me off and he's like, nah, I'm feeling good. I've started listening to different music. And he's like, that's really helped me. It's really good. I've been listening to the Russians. I'm like, oh yeah, that's all right. He's like, yeah, I really feel like I understand what they're saying. And I'm like, oh, you mean like the classical music? You're understanding that? He's like, no, not classical music. He goes, no, the modern Russian hip hop. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm getting what they're saying. I understand it. He's like, they're trying to be fake, but they're not real fake, but they're faking it. But you understand what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm not really understanding what you mean. I'm like, what music are you listening to? He's like, Russian hip hop. I'm like, that's a fucking weird genre. I'm like, how the fuck did you get onto that? He's like, there's a couple of good Polish rappers too, and I think I can understand them as well. So I'm like, how the fuck did you find that music? Like, what happened? And he just throws me off the trail again. He's like, I climbed a massive tree today. I'm like, you what? And he's like, yeah, I fucking climbed a massive tree today. It was so big. I'm like, why were you climbing a tree? It's like, I had nothing else to do, so I just climbed a massive tree. He's like, I almost got to the top, but then I started getting real scared. So I didn't make it to the top, but it was so fucking massive, this tree I climbed. And then I started getting jealous. I'm like, I want to fucking climb a massive tree on a Wednesday afternoon. I want to just be walking down the street and go, fuck yeah. Tell you what I want to do, climb that fucking tree. I haven't had that sort of freedom since I was 9. So it's not all bad. Yeah, your life might be a living and sleeping hell 24/7, but occasionally you get to climb a big tree and it makes it all worthwhile. All right, that's it for tonight. I'm going to try and lucid dream tonight. If I don't lucid dream tonight, I'm going to be so fucking angry. I need to get some flying done. I'm out of here. If you're enjoying the podcast, subscribe to it, give us a rating and a review. Tell your friends about it. Add me on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you the fuck later.